Almost forgot to turn my mic on. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Vex. This is stream 682, and today we're finishing out the whole Cube Escape Rusty Lake sort of world story that is thus far with the Paradox Rusty Lake film. Apparently, it's only like 20 minutes long, so we'll get through it quick, and then we'll switch gears pretty drastically over to some spooky ASMR. We haven't done ASMR in like more than a month. I'm super excited, but it's only going to be for a little bit. We're not going to do it the whole night, so then we'll probably switch again to Dead by Daylight. Alright everyone, let's get ready. Strap in, buckle up, and get ready to get scared. Is this scary? Oops, wrong button, where's the button? What's up, Red Player? Oh, I have to add a quote. I'll drink out of my Mr. Crow mug during the... You have a Mr. Crow mug? What the fuck? Quote. Add. Remember quote 31. You want it on the Discord? Official meme contest? What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit. Dude, it sucks not having a phone, man. I get so far behind on everything that is the world. Like, I just noticed that there's like a fuck ton more on Discord. I'm missing out on Twitter notifications, emails, all this shit. I don't have a fucking phone, man. I just had to shut my phone off because it was emergency dialing things on its own, just like without even me touching it. So I shut it off. Mr. Phone, why you do this to me? Alright, fuck out of your music. You also have a poster that you won on a 2-year anniversary giveaway. That's pretty good. That's cool that they have like physical merchandise that they can just give away. Alright, what's on sale? Beat Hazard 2. Bullet Hell to Beats. Oh, they have an actual merch store? Dude, bullet hells are great. Because I saw, like, you can see... I'm just listening to this music. I'd play a game to that. Shit, brother. So you can see, like, this much of the phone is fine. So I can see, like, the top half of, like, the time. Everything else is unreadable. And up there is where it says emergency call, if it starts emergency calling someone. Also, was it 31? Still the same sales. It's kind of stupid. Ancestors Legacy, that seems kind of cool. I like RTS games, but it has to really grab me. Like, StarCraft is so fucking good. Halo Wars was also really good. Death Garden? Is that on sale? Oh, shut up. No. Did the Terminator come out yet? Alright, let's find it. Rusty Lake. Cops never came to your work site? Oh no, it was doing that like literally when I was in the shower. They have an official comic book and $100 silver jewelry pin made by a goldsmith. There's Okay. I don't know if you've heard of this little game called Death Stranding, but I've wanted something from the Kojima store or Kojima Production store, who's they're the company who makes it. Um, since the store launched, back like 3 or 4 years ago, a little bit after they announced the game, I've been following this game the whole development cycle. I'm super pumped. I'm so pumped that I pre-ordered the special edition of the game, the super deluxe one that comes with a little baby, without even owning a PlayStation 4. On the Kojima Productions website, they have the dog tags with the scientific um, formulas, uh, formula for various things like general relativity and things like that, that are related to the game that Sam wears, the main character. They are like $500. They're like solid iron or something. And it's just like this fucking necklace. And it's like, oh my god. But they're like, made by hand. That same thing. I'm so happy to have a quote now. You and Sal are the only ones that have quotes besides myself. Special, special. Why does this cost money? Oh, okay. There's a Rusty Lake bundle, and I'm like, why does it cost money? I own all the games. Because it comes with Chapter 2 of Cube Escape Paradox, which I should play, but I'm not going to. Simple enough. Simple enough, Red. All right, let's watch it. Preparing to launch. Steam video player? What? Excuse me? That is far too loud. Will this help? I gotta make some G Fuel anyway. I don't know why this hasn't been fucking working. Oh, there we go. It is 18 minutes. Let me know if it's too quiet. Powder first. Aquafina first. I'm gonna name my first child Aquafina. Second child, G Fuel. Because you always put the water first. Dale. Special Agent Dale Cooper. Oh god, listen. Do we get to see Harold or Harvey? Where am I? I'm gonna ask a lot of questions, Red. So they don't all need to be answered. Just a heads up. I always ask questions that I probably know the answer to. You'll come to learn that about me.
Hello.
Detective Vandermeer, I do hope you're enjoying your stay.
Who is this?
of relaxation, a place to empty the mind, reflect on the past and the future.
What?
What?
Do be warned, detective. Some men find this place hard to leave, and she is waiting.
Nope. I'd be fucking gone. Barrel through the door. It's locked. Just fucking go through it. He wrote that note for himself.
I've got to get out of here.
Fuck. Gotta fix your tie. Don't know what happened with your head, but
Right.
get it? Because it's a cube from the game? I would love a Rusty Lake themed escape room. That had a key in it. Or maybe it was that one. The matches in the fucking drawer, dude. They're obsessed. With only matches inside. Yeah. Oh, you did? That's so good. Yeah, they probably changed it by now. He didn't have to do some stupid puzzle. Boom, 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 boom. Birdie. That does not sound like Harvey. Rude? How come? Hey, it's the picture we made. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. The Vanderbooms. How much inventory space you got, bud? You found that way quicker than me. What's your spookiest creepypasta? That's the question of the day. As unnecessary sound. Told you about it once? Rip. Tell me again. Fix a TV, man. Or not. It's probably from a previous time that he was here where he fell. Maybe the first time he fell. Nice, right? Behind the scenes shit. Oh, that's me in the game. Oh, the sun vanished. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like that, yeah. Twitter creepypastas are great. Look behind the curtain. Look behind you. No one's there. A projector. Harvey. Boom, 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 boom. Not the blue. I didn't get a choice, I don't think. I think it was just the red one. Okay. You're right about Ben, though. I think that's my favorite. The blue... Blue looks like a Nuka Quantum, right? Oh, glowy. I could see the camera. That's gross. He didn't use the clock. Or the fucking horns. Or the cassette player. Spooky. I'll touch on my criticisms afterwards. Oh. It's a nice handle. Dude, if we get to see Mr. Crow, I'll be spooked. Oh shit.
Finally, we meet, Detective.
Who are you?
Have you made the right choice?
I did.
Did you really?
I got out.
You can't escape the boundaries of your mind or the consequences of your actions. And neither can she.
Hey!
It's for horses. You have a map now. Or not. Turn right at the deer without the head. Why would you go in? It's a nice suit, man. You fucked it up. Nice. I know what that is. A cube. Where do you find just like a fucking black cube? What the fuck? You have to make it, I guess, out of wood. Or plastic or something. Your past is not your past. That's it? Still got a minute and a half. Yeah, it did look sort of shiny, like a little bit of plastic, yeah. The corrupted soul. I mean, it was a short film, so. Are there, after credits scenes? Introduction to the White Door. What came first, this or Paradox? I feel like this came out first. Or at least they were made at the same time, because there's no way you can find props like specific shelves and things like that via what you drew in a game. So you either have to make them, or you make the room and the movie and then the game exactly the same time. Okay. Oh shit, that's a lot of people. I guess these are like backers. I didn't see. So my biggest thing, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, right? That's what I imagine happened. It's much easier to make a set and then draw it than draw a set and then try and create it. A lot better time management. Speaking of time management, this movie... Okay, credits start at 16:52. So, first, I want to say that this was fucking cool. This was just super cool, and it's, you know, it's a short film, so we only kind of get a snippet, but it ties into the game very well, because you see from the other perspective through the TV, you see the real life Dale, that he sees the cartoon game version of in the film. I think it's super cool. I wish more games did something like this, where it was almost like a tie-in type of deal. Like, you don't get the full story unless you watch this. I mean, we didn't get too much info at all. We just sort of saw the other side of the TV. But that sort of feeling that, like, hey, you're diving a little bit deeper into this world. We did get to see the other two drinks, though. So I guess that was new info. I think overall it was really cool. It was definitely filmed in like 2 days, I would imagine. Typically short films don't have like a month-long cycle like a movie would. But you could tell that it was either a first-time production, or I don't know, it just seemed kind of campy, which I like. It seemed very, very independent film, and much more into the independent sort of wild films than I am like mainstream type of deal. Let's find the title card. Let's have the title card up. Oh, my headset's gonna die. Okay, hang on. So, I don't know if you caught me saying it, but I did. So mirrors are tricky. I'm going to give you a little bit of background. I'm not an expert when it comes to film or film analysis or filming, but I did attend high school courses, not college courses, high school courses of film and filmography. And I've been streaming for 4 years, almost, oh my God, almost, is it almost 5? No, it's almost 4 years. Been streaming for about 4 years. I fucking hate this headset so much. This little piece where it plugs into is loose. I could probably get inside and tighten it up, but it's so fucking annoying because it keeps disconnecting. So I can't move. I've been creating content for 9 years. So I know my way around a camera, and I know my way around writing and things like that. It took them about a week, mostly because of making the room. I mean, the production side of things doesn't. I'm not counting that. I'm saying like filming stuff. Oh my fucking God, I'm gonna scream. Please stop. Is there a way for me to turn off that fucking notification, Lizard? Do you know when something gets unplugged? Because I don't want that to happen during ASMR. That's going to be fucking annoying. There was also an amount of CGI. So I imagine a good portion of the budget went to that sort of stuff. Of course, thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. I got this headset because it was so fucking good, but then the stupid thing's loose. Maybe I should contact Logitech. They're pretty good about that. Anyway, so so in the mirror, I could see the camera, which was and the cameraman, which was a little, I don't know, like they purposefully made the mirror like look old and dirty and dusty, and only the middle was like yeah, I know Mr. Crozer Mask. The shadow's actually a suit. That's pretty good. But they did CGI the fucking lake. Or it could have been an oil painting, who knows. There was a little bit of CGI on the mirror, like when it turned between the shadow guy and not when it turned, but before it did, when that thing was like growing, you know. Anyway, the mirror was cleaned in the center and like very dirty and gross on the outside, which, you know, gave it a sort of old aesthetic and dingy aesthetic, but it also hid the cameraman so that they could get closer to the oh, whoops. Can I not hear shit anymore? Did it just die? Yeah, it just restarted. My headset literally just restarted. So they could get such close-up shots with the camera. They had to fuck with the mirror, which makes sense. But when editing, either they missed or they had some kind of like creative decision to keep it in. You could see when he stood up. I can't remember when. I think it was before he like knocked himself down or something. Maybe after he got knocked down and saw Laura in the mirror. He stood up, and as he moved, behind his left shoulder, you could see another movement, and then like a blackness. It wasn't the shadow man, it was the camera and the cameraman. They were probably in some sort of like outfit or had a drape over, and you could only see like the lens, you know, so they could hide as much of themselves as they could. Both Mr. Crow and the Shadow were two devs. That's pretty cool. I don't think that's irrelevant. I think it's a tidbit, you know. So that kind of like took me out of it. I'm like, this is cool, but they fucked up in editing, and I can see a cameraman. Kind of sucks, but you know, you make a film, that happens. But back to time management. It goes from 25 seconds in to 16 minutes and 52 seconds. I'm not going to do any math, but that's like 16 minutes, you know, a little bit over. I think there was so much that not necessarily I would have done, because I'm not a filmmaker, you know, whatever. But I think the pacing was just so different and so not what I would want, because we saw him coughing up a fucking key for like 40 goddamn seconds. It was just like he drank it and it was like blah, 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 blah. Then he falls over, blah, 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 blah. Then it's a new angle, blah, 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 blah. And then the key comes out, and it takes almost a whole fucking minute. I would have loved 30 more seconds of like looking through the book that he discovered, or more flashes of the things on the bookcase, showing a little bit deeper into the world, because you see one of the books is like the story of the Vanderbooms or something like that. Seeing a little bit more of that, or seeing other pages of the book, because you can fake a book, you know, who cares? Seeing other pages of the ritual book, and seeing like, oh, there's an elixir, something's going on here, or even like the case file book that wasn't even in there. We don't know that this guy's a fucking detective. having like case file and then like pieces of like woman hangs herself, or whatever the actual things were, maybe even like a murder picture, and then we have a coherent, like, okay, this lady isn't just some random lady in this guy's head. Maybe, or even like a flash of a badge, even like, okay, this guy's a detective. Maybe this is evidence that he has been gathering. I don't know. I got more thoughts, but I gotta read. Go down to your control panel, search sound, click it. Little window should open. You get sounds tab. They're called device connect and device disconnect. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, this is not the control panel. I fucking hate that settings and control panel are different. Excuse me. Search sound. Device connect, device disconnect. Found it. Okay, that's that sound, but how do I... Oh, I can change the sound? That's so good. No sound. Oh, it says no sounds. For everything. I don't want everything. Just those. If you... Okay. The pacing is weird because they had to cut pieces of the movie to use for the game. Mostly chapter 2. But yeah, the minute of joking was weird. What? Oh, I see. I see. Oh, you can change it to whatever sound you want. None. None. Apply. Thank you. Thank you, Lizard. You're praise be. I can't even press the thing. Praise be to Lizard, you know? That's not how you spell praise. There you go. New subscriber. So, my issues are basically with pacing. If you know that you're cutting for a movie and a game, you should have both written and both storyboarded. That way you can film the things that you need for the film, but you can also film things for the game. It doesn't need to overlap. It doesn't need to be the exact same thing. It can be the same person in the same room doing similar movements, and when you're playing the game, it'll feel like it's the same. It doesn't need to be the exact same content or exact same scene. I mean, it can be, and that gives it a little bit more of a connection that people like myself and Red would pick up on and be like, okay, well, they literally used this scene from the movie and they connect that way. So that's cool. But you can still do that and have it turn out okay. I don't know what the budget was. I don't know if there was a Kickstarter or whatnot, but I feel like they didn't have a big enough budget to do reshoots. Which, typically reshoots aren't like common, especially with a short film. It's 16 minutes, 17 minutes, whatever. But I think there was a lot more to do with setting up, because I mean, I guess if someone's watching this, they're already a Cube Escape Rusty Lake fan. No one is new going to come to this, but I feel like you could make this a product that is a new thing, or you could put it in new people's heads and give them an avenue to get to your games. And this sort of skipped all of that. Like I said, with a little bit of world building, you don't need to throw it in everyone's faces like this is what the cubes are. These are who these people are. This is this whole family. You don't have to give them all the fucking games so you have no time at the end of the film for the actual content. But you can throw in tidbits, like 20 extra seconds of looking through this book of like rituals and knowing that he's a detective and that he's working on this case. We got a little bit of it because we know that he's been there before. And he's kind of repeating things. But even in the dialogue of Mr. Crow, he could give a little bit of like more info. Like he's giving it to Dale, but he's really giving it to us. You know. He literally just cuts. Oh, that's what he said. I read that. And what you just said is exactly why I think the media killed the new fans by praising only Paradox. Killed the new fans. What do you mean? Yeah, I wasn't conscious of this series when Paradox came out, so killed their interest. Saying that only Paradox is the good one, are you saying? Or what did they say? I imagine it's just like fucking Kotaku talking about dumb shit. But I think overall this is pretty well made for what appears to be this studio's first film. I really like the set. I think I would have loved more. I think I would have loved more time. They could have made this into like a 30-minute film or like a 2-part short film, and I would have loved it because, like, I mean, obviously it's free, so it kind of sucks. But having time with like him sitting down listening to recordings, he could be listening to recordings of himself, like in the game, or new ones that we didn't hear of previous attempts at escaping. We could see him, I don't know, fucking with the projector, maybe learning a bit more through there that we didn't in the game. They praised Paradox as a standalone game that could be played outside the series. I mean, they talked about the series, but as if it was unnecessary to play it in order to understand, which is totally wrong. So people starting by Paradox and get confused and not want to play the rest. So I started with Rusty Lakes. I only played the Rusty Lake games last year. And with those 3 games, I had very little in terms of story, but I still enjoyed it. Enjoyed it enough to want to go find and peek at the rest of the story through Cube Escape and all that shit. But I think saying that Paradox can be played on its own isn't it necessarily false. Obviously, you gain so much more out of the game if you've played the rest and you know the whole story. But I think it's a good entry point. The games are pretty accessible, which is great. But they need to have a fucking, like, blast it somewhere. This is the order that you play the games. Like, with all the games and all the ARG shit and all the film, whatever. Paradox by itself, I think, has enough within the game to sort of justify it. But there's, justify only playing that, and then you get sort of what I was talking about with the film, like what I wanted with the film. You give little bits of information that's where I that only has the fucking cubes though. Yeah, that's how you play Cube Escape, but the Rusty Lake games are inserted in between those. because they're because they're part of the canon. At some point, I forget which one, but at some point, maybe it was the mill. Dale goes up in the elevator, and in one of the Rusty Lake games, we see at the end of it his elevator going up into the hotel. So they are sort of backstory, but they are sort of current, and they deal with everything. So I think that it's important to know that. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, tidbits. So as a writer for my D&D campaign, I'm a Dungeons and Dragons dungeon master DM. I run my own game using the current rules, but in my own setting. I've created a whole world. We've done it on stream. I've done it off stream, whatever. But there's so much that goes into storytelling that's so subtle that you need like a small hint to get people's interest in that thing. So Paradox has that. Okay, they have this bird. What the fuck's the story with this bird? They have this book about a ritual that could make you live forever. What's that about? What's the fucking skull on the wall? What's this detective have to do with fucking anything? What's this fucking black cube? Like, I think if, like I said, this is the first time I'm watching this. I've not done any kind of research or anything. If they were going for a sort of nod to Cube Escape fans because it's part of a Cube Escape game, and sort of try to appeal to a newer audience, they should have, balanced the time a little bit better. Spend a little bit more time on world building to get people interested in finding their games, because ultimately they should be interested in getting new people into the games, because then it makes them more money. But what do I know? I'm not the one who made the film. I'm not the one who made the games. I'm not making all the money. Yeah, I don't know if they could ever plan for that. I'm sure it's like, a goal or like a dream. What if this becomes so big that new people come in? But I don't think that was a forefront thought on their head. Who knows? I could talk about this shit all day. They only made it for established fans. I mean, they only made it to go with the game, and they probably made it because they were feeling that creative drive. They probably had talked about or had heard someone say, wouldn't it be great if there was a Rusty Lake film or a Cube Escape film? And they'd be like, okay, well, what can we do with this? And you can only do that once you have money, so they couldn't have started that in the beginning. But this is clearly a supplement to the game, as they cross over. I think they could take what they learned from this. November 26th. Nice. I didn't know we had a date. I just checked Steam and it was like this fall. I'm excited for White Door. We'll probably play it as soon as it comes out. I think they could take what they learned from this and hopefully community feedback. Not my feedback, because I'm just some random fucking guy. But hopefully they can extend it and maybe make a sort of web series. I would totally pay for that. Like maybe 99 cents an episode or whatever. And they're like 22 minutes. That's maybe a little bit too long for 99 cents, but you know what I mean. Maybe like a not a Netflix type of thing where there's 10 episodes at 45 minutes, but like, where there's episodic backstory, things like that. Maybe they can only be like 10 minutes long. That's how video podcasts started, and the old web series started. Only a couple minutes, but they were episodic. That's how you get people interested. Only have a date for people that already paid mobile pre-order. Well, then that's the date. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for this series. It seems like they've come a long way and they don't plan on stopping. They could even go back and remake. I think that they should remake the old Cube Escape games and put them on Steam. One, so they can get money, because I want them to have money. And two, because some of them are real tough. Just tough to play. Not in terms of like puzzle wise, like the puzzles are tough, but it's so blaringly flash. Like we need the quality of Cube Escape Paradox type of gameplay. It had a more like 3D sense, Also have a new game temporarily called Albert. Should be 3D and one. No other. Holy fuck! I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to read later. I shouldn't. Keep stuttering. No other information other than there are mammoths and it takes place fucking 20,000 BC. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not interested as a new and budding Cube Escape Rusty Lake fan. I'm not interested in 20,000 years BC. I'm interested in the hotel. I'm interested in the lake. I'm interested in the characters that we've already learned a little bit about. I want to know more about them. I want to know what happened after the ritual. I want to know what happened to the immortal dog. I want to know how it goes from Paradise Island to a fucking hotel. Yeah. The one big memory that houses all memories. I don't know. I want to know why the globe is like, it's not Earth. Cthulhu. Maybe Harvey's backstory. Dude, poor Harvey. He had to move in a fucking box. Poor Harvey. Okay. Well, that's kind of all my thoughts on Paradox. I know you probably didn't care, but I like to express my thoughts. So that's that. And I guess I had a lot of them because this was only a 60-minute video and we're already been streaming for an hour. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to take a quick break. It is Earth. Leonard goes to World... Yeah, he does go to World War I, but in the... maybe the globe was just weird. In Paradox, you can see that they're not like real places. Maybe the globe was just, another puzzle. Yeah. That makes sense. All right. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Just going to stand up, stretch, use the bathroom, grab a drink. When we come back, I'm going to show off Nova. And then we're going to get into some spooky ASMR creepypastas. I'm only going to read a couple because I suck at reading. The first one's going to be about Skyrim. And a creepypasta related to Skyrim. I think Lizard's around. Should be fun. Haven't done ASMR in a long time, so it should be cool. But yeah, when I come back, I'm going to show Nova. Because 2 people redeemed a Nova yesterday. I had forgotten. So we got to show Nova again. And I'm not complaining. Because she's a cute pup. Everyone deserves to see her. But I am going to run a 2-minute block of ads. This is to guarantee that you don't miss any of the action. I only run ads during our breaks. If you have ad block on, if you could please whitelist the channel. Or subscribe. Both count as viewing the ad. I'm excited for you to read the creepypastas. Yeah, I'll enjoy it. I kind of want to read the one that you were talking about with the underwater shit and just like skip all the dumb shit in the beginning. Just read about the spooky underground or underwater. All right, I'll BRB. Thanks for being awesome, everyone. I love you. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. All right, BRB. Okay. We can use this one. Hello and welcome. Wait, no, wait. Come over here. I'm gonna lift my chair up. Oh, I guess that's as far up as it goes. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Come on, all the way. All the way, all the way. Be careful. Oh, shit. Sit. Good girl. If you're gonna eat, you're gonna back up. Did I unmute it? Okay. You're gonna eat over here. Over here. No, sit. Sit. You're such a pretty papa. Good little mustache. Okay, thanks. A little bit more. She's so greedy. There you go. Over here. I want to do a session. Hi. Okay, thank you. Shake with this hand. Good girl. Put your paw down. No. Put it down. I want to do a session where I sit across from her. Yeah, there's like a Facebook video of this sort of thing. They sit across from their dog with a microphone in between, and they just feed it like gummy shit and just different kind of foods, like apples and maybe not apples. I don't think apples are good for your dog. I don't know. But they were feeding them treats and things, and it was like ASMR. Nova likes apples? Okay, so I guess they're good. There you go. Hey, Candy. They can have apples, but not grapes. Ooh, not grapes. Pup, there's some on my chair, man. They're here. There's so much. Wave. Hello. Hello. Put your paws here. Good girl. So cute. This is as far as my chair goes up. So I can't. Just give her fruits and peanut butter. Yeah, dude. I think my unboxing ASMR video of magic cards, one of the magic cards ones I did, is my highest viewed video. And I think it's like just about 1,000 views, which I guess is good for my channel. But how many thousands of videos would it be, or thousands of views would it be if it was just a shot of Nova and ASMR sounds? It would be so fucking cute. I'd watch it 1,000 times. Okay, everyone. Say goodbye. I used to pick her up, but now there's not much room for that. Nova, you got shit all over my fucking desk. Can you look up here? I'm not going to give you my headset because it's plugged in. Oh, she's so cute. Wait. Let me, Noah? Oh, no, we gotta go lower. Oh. Noah. Nova, look up here. No, I have a treat. Nope, not over here. She's trying to shake my hand. You got such nice eyes, pup. Ooh. Bonk. Bonk. She looks so concerned. Okay. Okay, pup. Time to go. Now get down. No, you had all your treats. You have a treat in your hair. Go. Bye, pup. Fuck. Crumbs in my fucking chair. She's a very cutie. Cuter than me. Oh, what the hell? God fucking damn. I thought she ate all the treats. It's everywhere. She thinks she's getting more treats. She is not sorry. She is remorseless. I don't know if my thing's plugged in because I don't hear that stupid annoying sound. Pick up the puppet. There's no room. Maybe once I get everything fucking organized. Yo, what? Is Blood Trail not an emote anymore? Oh, it is. It's just not showing up on my chat bot. That's weird. By the way, we have a Patreon. I post things every friggin' day. Except yesterday because I forgot. No, did I? I forget. We need the Skyrim one. And it's literally $1 a month. Come on, that is less than a water. That's less than a candy bar. $1 a month to support your favorite streamer. Easy every time, dude. I can't zoom in. I don't have my fucking Stream Deck on. Otherwise, I'd zoom in. You know? And then get a shot of the mouth going like... Yeah, you're a patron anyway. It's $1 a month that you get access to all my content. All my content that no one else sees. Every now and then I do posts that are like if you're not a patron, you can see this. But I don't put that content anywhere else. I don't put it on Twitter. I don't put it on Discord. Nowhere. I just say Patreon specific stuff. And it's like more real me. Not that I'm not real now, but you know, I'm a lizard. Lizard and I are lizards. Okay. We're done watching the film. Let's get off of that. Don't need that. Ready for spooks? I have to snuggle my pup. What? I read that. I might have had a stroke. I have my snuggle pup is what that actually says. All right, I got to get rid of my pop filter. I still want to play some Dead by Daylight tonight. Let me know if sounds good. I'm not ready to read. You kidding me? I'm never ready to read. I also, okay. I don't know which voice I'm going to read it in. I don't know if I should read it in a hushed voice or a whisper voice. Also, we have this. Sorry, that was loud. Boom. Where am I? Is that Gandalf? You know what else we have? Hey guys. I'm real scared and cold. What was it? I need my blanket. I'm actually cold. Okay. Are you ready? Mind freak. This website has so many ads. I have a window right here. Looks like a swamp card. It does. It's a spooky forest. I don't have a security blanket. I have a security Arizona tee. Hashtag not sponsored. Estimated reading time, me. The scroll bar's like this big. Okay. I have to pick a voice. How's this slightly quieted voice? I like it. I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you. What's up? You should get on League of Legends. Just saying. Stop playing classic WoW like a fucking noob. You got it first. My gain is way up, so it's probably really loud, but just like that. How do you like it? Wait. Do you like it like this? Do you like it when I whisper about Skyrim? Because that's what I'm about to do. Blame them. Back in a spooky forest, all of us gathered around a dying campfire. It's cold. It has just stopped raining. We're all huddled together in our shiny silver. I don't know what those are called, but they keep your warmth when you're camping. And you look to Vex and you say, "Tell us a story." And I say, "What if I tell you about Skyrim's secret?" Estimated reading time 14 minutes. Let's get a timer going. If there are any Skyrim players on here, beware. This comes from creepypasta.com, by the way. Beware of a place called Husfordamp Manor. It exists just outside the playable area in the southwestern most end of the map, directly south of Markarth. You'll see it on the edge of the mountain as what appears to be a clearing with a rectangular white structure at one end. Also, I suck at reading, so good luck. I found it one day while playing around with the console commands on the game. See, I was bored and decided to explore beyond the playable boundary of the game, as developers tend to leave some interesting Easter eggs or unfinished concepts in the great beyond. So I used a command allowing myself to clip through the invisible wall that prevents you from leaving the map and export around a bit. I did, but I kind of want to whisper right now. Does it matter which one? I feel like this voice is more prone to fluctuations in loudness. You know, time's ticking. For the first hour or so, I didn't really see much besides empty forests and mountain ranges. I did come across the model for what looked like an early concept for the Falmer, and one of the developers apparently carved his initials into the side of the mountain, but that was really about it. Finally, while approaching the southwest mountain range, I thought I saw what looked like a structure on the other side. My curiosity sparked. I clambered up the mountain with surprising ease and landed in a large grassy yard in front of an enormous white mansion. In front of the mansion was a simple wooden sign that read, Husfordamp Manor. The mansion itself was surprisingly low res for a game this recent. 7 years, brother. 8 years. For a game this recent and lacked aside from 2 large rectangular windows on each side of the door, and 4 featureless columns lining the porch. The lawn was also very rudimentary, lacking any sort of decoration or graphical texture, and existing instead as little more than a wide sea of green. This must have been planned, location that was abandoned early on in development. I entered the mansion, which turned out to be nothing more than a bare frame on the inside. No furniture, lamps, or trophiettes were present to decorate the wood walls. The only decoration this place had was a small podium on the very back wall with a featureless black book resting on it. I approached the book and pressed the prompt to read it, which oddly didn't give the title, it just said, read. Excuse me. Though disappointingly, the page was completely blank except for a number 1 in the upper left corner. Placing the book down, I turned to leave and was unexpectedly greeted by an NPC I hadn't seen on the way in. Spooky. It was a young woman, apparently a Nord, with jet black hair and wearing a long blue gown. She sort of looked like Lydia, but thinner and longer hair. The woman stood in the center of the mansion, just staring at me and turning her head to follow me as I walked around her. As I came to about even with her, she said bluntly, "Wealth is temporary. What is here today will be gone tomorrow." I wasn't sure exactly what this meant. Maybe some unrealized quest involving retrieving this woman's stolen gold. I determined there was no more to see here and left the mansion. This was certainly an interesting find, an entire location and character forgotten in the code of the game, and I had just uncovered them. And speaking of the character, I intended at some point to find this woman's code, so I could bring her to the main game and make her marryable. She was kinda hot. Unfortunately, this high point would be overridden by a horrible next day. On the way home from work, someone came up behind me, knocked me over, grabbed the wallet out of my back pocket, and ran off. I didn't see their face, only that they were wearing jeans and a black hoodie. That wasn't really a tremendous help to the police, who said they'd try to find the suspect, but without an actual physical description, it'd be difficult. What is that? A shark. Strong boat welcome. This definitely sucked, even though I can call and cancel my credit card. Phase Warrior, welcome. Even though I can call and cancel my credit card, I had about $80 in that wallet, and I'm damn near broke as it is. For some reason, I couldn't help but recall what that woman in Skyrim said. Wealth is temporary. What is here today will be gone tomorrow. I knew it sounded silly, but I couldn't shake that phrase from my mind. Maybe there was a connection. I ultimately dismissed this thought as ridiculous. After all, who ever heard of a magic fortune-telling video game? However, I did not need some cheering up after this. I fired up Skyrim. I did need some cheering up after this. I suck at reading. Holy shit. That's pretty smart. I fired up Skyrim and decided to return to Husvertap Manor. As last time, I neglected to find out the mysterious woman's name, which would be helpful if I'm going to hack her code and marry her. After journeying back to the end of the map and killing a very persistent dragon along the way, I climbed back over the mountain and reached the mansion. Something was different about it, though. The bright white that had cloaked the mansion yesterday now had a faded and almost dirty white. translucent. I knew what you meant, Face Warrior. This is a creepypasta about Skyrim. I approached anyway and stepped inside. To my surprise, the woman had seemingly undergone a change as well. She was a few inches taller. Her hair was also a lighter shade than before, and she had more noticeable frown lines. It was almost as if she had aged to some degree. Not drastically, but she definitely wasn't the hot young 20-something that I ran into yesterday. The woman's deep blue gown had also looked a bit faded, as though it too had aged. As I approached, I noticed the prompt to talk to her never appeared, making it impossible to know the woman's name. When I looked to her face, she offered me a faint smile, coupled with a slight sigh, almost like she was faking being happy to see me. Frown lines. Out of here. No longer wife material. Now I'm paranoid about my fucking window, dude. It's right there. A man works hard for his coin, she said suddenly. But when he ceases to be useful, he is cast away to starve. Great. Another cryptic message from an unmarriable NPC of unknown name in a bear house with nothing but a useless book. Disappointed, I left Husfertap Manor. For what I intended to be the last time, it was a neat find, but there wasn't anything of real value there. The next day, I was hit with another whammy. As I came into work at the corner gas station, my boss pulled me into his office and told me that the place had gone over budget, and he had to let a few of us go. And sadly, a certain someone was among these few. What's the link of Face Warrior? If it's an ear rape thing, I would appreciate it if you did not. I tried to explain my financial state as well as the little incident yesterday with my wallet, but my boss merely apologized and said that there was nothing he could do, that he simply didn't have enough money to pay me. That was a crap job anyway. Something to spook me, like a video or like a creepypasta. You can post it in our Discord. Or send it to, if you could direct message it to X. She can check it out. No, I believe you. I'm just in the middle of this, so just direct message it to X and she can take a look. As I walked home, a thought came to me. Besides my hatred for my boss, that is. This was twice that the woman in blue had predicted my fate. The other day she said something about loss of wealth, right before I get mugged. Then, just now, she mentions workers being cast away, and here I am unemployed the next day. I know I just dismissed this, though thought as silly. But what if the mysterious woman was predicting my future? Yeah, Hexapus. I appreciate you thinking of something and wanting to scare me, though, because it is spooky month. That night I decided to show the Easter egg to one of my friends, who's also been trying to explore the outer fingers of Skyrim with fringes of Skyrim with no luck. I had explained to him all the weird things that had happened, including being mugged, losing my job, and the cryptic message that predicted both. Dude, that's sweet, my friend said when I told him what had happened. Though I wasn't sure if he fully believed me. He also says, that's so weird. But my brain skipped that part. I know, I replied. I'm kind of afraid to go back. But you know, started up the game and returned to the mansion, which was now in even worse shape than yesterday. Phase, thanks for the follow. Hope that wasn't too loud. You sent it? Okay. It looked like the white paint was actually starting to peel off, revealing a stony gray undercoat. Tiny cracks were also beginning to form here and there. If nothing else, gave the mansion some texture and personality, albeit an unpleasant one. When I entered, I saw the woman had aged again as well. This time, her hair was beginning to gray, and she had noticeable wrinkles on her face. She looked like she was about in her 50s this time around. Her dress was also beginning to tatter and lose its color. I thought you said she was a young woman, my friend said. She was last time. She ages every time you visit the house, I replied. My friend was confused by this, and with good reason, seeing as how NPCs in this game don't age. As I approached, the woman exhaled, and her face almost looked sad. Your home is your sanctuary, and you do all you can to preserve it, she said. But what happens when others aren't as responsible? Her tone sounded very melancholy. Did you hear that? I asked my friend with an alarmed tone. I didn't hear her say anything, dude, he said. When she opened her mouth, all I heard was static. I packed up my computer in a hurry, ran out the door as fast as I could, and tore down the street towards my apartment. Maybe I could get home in time to stop whatever was going to happen. Just because the game predicted it doesn't mean it's happened yet, right? There still might be time, I thought to myself. There might still be time. I didn't need to get close to see the flames. What used to be my apartment building was now a glowing orange inferno. Firemen were already at the scene attempting to quell the fire, but it wouldn't be enough to salvage my burning home. That's safe for chat. Is it loud? I gotta turn the sound down. Okay, yeah, link it. There you go. That's pretty good. I'll have to remember that one. And just like play it every now and then so people think that people are knocking at their doors. Speechless, I could do nothing but look on in despair at my room, crumbling and falling to pieces before my eyes. I'm gonna have to ask you to stand back, sir, one of the firemen ordered me. What the hell happened? I cried. One of the residents left their stove on and gas spread into the air. We think that they went to light a cigarette and the entire room went up in flames. The fireman explained. Did you live here? I nodded and the fireman apologized and offered his condolences. I didn't know what to think. On the one hand, I was glad I wasn't inside the apartment, thanks to my discovery of this Easter egg. However, I had just lost everything I owned in that fire, all except my laptop and this copy of Skyrim. Hope he had renter's insurance, probably not. Fucking Squidward. Luckily, my friend let me stay at his place for a while, so at least I had a roof over my head. For the next week or so, I focused on trying to find another job so I could rent a new apartment room. Yet I was having no luck whatsoever. I told my girlfriend, Susan, the whole situation, from the mugging to me getting fired to my apartment burning down. How does Susan feel about this NPC lady and him wanting to marry Susan was overcome with sympathy towards my situation and offered to talk to her boss to see if I could get a job where she works. She really is a one of the kind. I'm gonna say this again. I suck at reading. When I got asked to read shit in English class in front of the class, I fucking shut down. I suck at reading, dude. She really is one of a kind, I thought to myself. How sweet. My Susan. Of course, I still put out what must have been 8 job applications that day, just to be safe. Afterwards, I was mentally exhausted and ready to get lost in my video games once again. I know that feeling. I decided not to visit Husford Tap this time, though. I just needed a normal session of escapist fantasy to relax my mind. All was going well for a bit. I took on a few random quests, raided a bandit camp, and brought down a few bears. Then, mysteriously, a courier approached me in the forest. He did his usual bit about having a letter for my hands only, and then handed me a note called Skyrim Notes 367.esp. This was made especially bizarre by the fact that I was in the wilderness when this happened, and typically couriers only hand you messages in cities. Regardless, I decided to read the odd note. I pulled up my inventory, opened the note, and I saw that I only had one sentence. Do not come back. This had to have come from the woman in blue, and I understand why. Each visit causes her to age. We both knew that eventually she would be aged to death. Be that as it may, this woman had a gift that could mean the difference between life and death for me. If her predictions could help me prevent possible disaster, I needed to know them regardless of the consequences to her. The needs of a flesh and blood human being are above those of an artificial intelligence, sentient or not. I was definitely going back to the manor. I decided to immediately head for Husford Tap. That's such a bad name. Hard to say. Reaching the edge of the map, I entered the console command and scaled the out-of-bounds mountain until I reached the mansion, which was now almost completely dilapidated. One of the support columns had fallen over, littering the front porch with rubble. The windows had all now been busted out, revealing an interior that was dusty and riddled with cracks. The exterior of the house was also checkered with spider webs, their inhabitants eyeing me cautiously. The woman inside had, as usual, aged along with the house, but a bit more drastically this time. Her hair had turned completely white, her face was heavily wrinkled, and she was beginning to hunch over. She looked like she was in her late 60s or early 70s. Her blue gown had faded into a more bluish gray and was littered with rips and tears. As soon as she saw me, the woman outstretched her hands in protest and shook her head, her face conveying a look of both fear and desperation. However, she did not back away or run. As though she was fixed to that one spot in the middle of the room, I approached the woman in defiance of her protests, causing her to lower her arms and hang her head in defeat. Love is a powerful feeling. The woman choked out, her eyes glassy as though she was about to cry, but it is so fragile in this chaotic world, which shows no mercy to even the closest of lovers. My heart dropped. The person I loved more than anyone in the world was Susan. We'd been going out for 3 years, and were practically perfect for each other. If anything had happened to her, it would destroy me. I slammed my laptop shut, grabbed the keys to my friend's car, who luckily was asleep, and floored it to Susan's house. could see through the window that her kitchen light was on. Good, I thought. At least she was home. I approached the door and pounded on it several times. No answer. Susan, are you there? I called, my voice shaky from sheer terror. After a few seconds, I knocked again, and my strikes louder and more frantic this time. Susan, please open the door, I called again, pounding furiously, to which there was no response. I was mortified now. Unable to waste another second, I rammed the door as hard as I could with my shoulder, once and then a second time. Finally, I charged full force at the door, causing it to give way. I hurried to the kitchen only to find that my worst fear had come true. I was too late. The love of my life lay motionless on the kitchen floor, her mouth dripping foam and her head lying in a puddle of blood. I knew Susan wasn't epileptic. She had clearly had an episode and hit her head on the kitchen table. I literally felt my soul shatter into a million pieces. Not able to remove my gaze from the dead body of my girlfriend, I staggered forward and fell to my knees. If I had been here just a few minutes earlier, she may still be alive. I lifted Susan's head out of the puddle of blood. Don't do that. Don't do that. And held her to my chest, sobbing uncontrollably. At that moment, I wanted nothing more than for her to reach out and hug me back. In a way, I died that night as well. Nearly a week had passed since my girlfriend's death, yet that horrible night still burned fresh in my mind. Why wasn't I quick enough? Why hadn't I gone to receive the woman's prediction earlier? I just couldn't bear this guilt any longer. No matter which way you look at it, Susan's death was my fault. Yeah, like, where are the police? Did they get lost in the forest? Or was it that fortune teller had to have known for some time that this would happen, yet she wasted all that valuable time with far more trivial predictions? I could have lived without the $80 stolen from me, or that crap job of mine. Hell, even my apartment could have been replaced. But Susan was my love, my soulmate. I had plans to marry her one day, yet this woman, she chose to tell me the least important fortunes first, knowing what would eventually happen. Had she revealed Susan's fate to me from the get-go, or even informed me in her note that she hacked the game to send me no less, I could have saved my girlfriend, and that was all her fault. Hastily booting up my laptop, I could see nothing but red. I was going to kill her. I was going to bust down that mansion door and break her old body with the strongest weapon my character had. When the game loaded, I was at the very far end of the map, as far away from Husvertap as I could be. Plant me wherever you want on the map, bitch. It won't save you. I barreled through the land faster than I thought my character could, mowing down an unlucky AI enemy that crossed my path. Nothing was going to get in my way. My mind was fixated. He obviously didn't come across any giants. They would have stopped him. I could think of nothing more than avenging my girlfriend's death. The forests and holds of Skyrim flew past my visions in a blur of color. Vold. I literally stopped for nothing. At last I reached the mansion, which had completely collapsed into a pile of unrecognizable rubble now, and equipped my warhammer. Oh yeah. I was just itching to bash the old woman's brains in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or fast travel. I ducked under the fallen beams and clambered over the piles of collapsed marble to find the woman in her usual position in the center of where the building would be. This time, she was older than I'd ever seen a human being. She was like she was hardly able to stand up. Her arms looked more like skin stretched over bones. Her hair was nothing more than thin wisps of white, and her gown existed simply as ragged strips draped over her crippled form. To be honest, the woman looked barely alive at all. In this moment, my rage and hatred gave way to almost pity. Her advanced age was clearly putting her in a great deal of pain. I put away my hammer and just stood there at a loss for what to do. You came back, the old woman breathed in what was little more than a loud whisper. Why did you come back? Why couldn't you just stay away? I could tell she was sad, but simply too exhausted to convey it. At this time, a moment of clarity came over me. I fully understood for the first time that this woman was not a simple mindless AI acting out programming, but rather a living and thinking being who existed within this game. I didn't know where she came from, or who put her there, but there she was nevertheless. What are you talking about? I caught myself asking aloud. The woman, almost as if she had heard me, raised a trembling arm to point to the book at the back end of the mansion. I was confused. The last time I looked at the book, it was blank. It was blank except for a single number. What would be different now? Still, I found myself overcome by curiosity and opened the odd book once more. To my surprise, the contents of the book had completely changed. Rather than one simple number, there were now the numbers 1 through 5 running down the page, each with a different symbol by it. The first symbol was of Skyrim's Thieves Guild. The second was a silhouette of a beggar. The third of a burning house. The fourth of a broken heart. And the fifth entry, blank. Wait, if this place knew my future, why was the final entry blank? Then a horrifying realization hit me. What if the woman in blue wasn't predicting my future at all? What if my visits were actually causing all those things to happen? They did seem to happen very shortly after speaking with the woman in blue. Yes, it all made sense now. The woman wasn't in fault. She was simply the messenger of whatever was responsible for the atrocities plaguing me. Yet I had to hear her message for them to take effect. That's why she never wanted me to return here. She knew that my visits would eventually lead to Susan's death and tried to stop me, but I just wouldn't listen. Now my girlfriend was dead, and my life was in shambles because of my arrogance and stupidity. Shaken, I closed the book and turned to leave, only to see a horrifying sight. The woman was dead, and her body was completely decayed. She honestly looked like a drugger, with the now graying rags over her. Clutched in her skeletal hand was a small note, which I dare not read, for I knew what it would say. This manor had taken everything from me, and now there was only one thing left it could take. Terrified and still furious, I switched the computer off, ripped out the game disc, and tossed it in the trash, ensuring the manor's final curse went undelivered. Nearly a month had passed since I threw the game away. I am completely broke now, and still without a job. My friend's sense of charity is gone, and he kicked me out, and I have no family who can take me in. So now I am completely alone. The only possessions I have now are the clothes on my back and my laptop, which I intend to sell after I type this, so that I can finally get some fresh food for once. I still have no explanation for what happened to me, or where Huspertep Manor came from in the first place. All I know is that there are forces in this world we can't begin to understand. When tampered with, they will destroy us. I had to learn this lesson the hard way, and I hope that make the same mistake. If you happen across that mansion in your game, do not enter it, and do not speak to the woman in blue. As for me, though, I will always revile that place for what it did to me. Every night when I go to sleep, I toy with the idea of going to the landfill and finding that copy of Skyrim, so I can return to Osfordab Manor and receive its last message. After everything Osfordab has taken from me, maybe now it could finally give me some peace. Skyrim Secrets. I think it took longer than 14 minutes. There are so many advertisements on this website, holy shit. It was over 30, oh my god. Whew. Talking for 30 minutes. I think I can find maybe one more. Actually, I need to use the bathroom real quick and stretch my vocal cords a little bit. So I'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. Just gonna stand up, stretch, you know. Spoopy Stories Read. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm gonna come back and do one more story if I can find it. If not, I'll read a couple other ones that are new to me, which could be bad, but who knows. But I'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes, guys. BRB. appreciate it. Been doing this for a while, so my voice has grown accustomed. What kind of snack are you getting, Lizard? Alright. I'm trying to get my blanket to cover me. 'Cause I'm fucking cold. And reading scary stories makes me colder. Okay, there's a couple that I want to read. I guess one is slightly longer. So we can start with that. Yo, what? Anyway, what? Yo, I logged into Facebook to see, to get the link for the other story. And someone posted new Pokemon. Holy shit. They're like super Pokemon. The new Butterfree. What the fuck? Anyway. Okay, here we go. So we've got that one. I also want to find, there's like a series of creepypastas. I think that's like, it's like 5 or 6 parts, but it shook me to the fucking bone. I don't know, I can't find it. Okay, we got one long one and one short one. Let me restart the sounds. Can you guys hear that? The sound, I don't know if you actually can that whole time, but there's like creepy sounds happening. No, are you serious? Let me know if you can, because I want you to be able to hear it. It's like, yo, a forest at night with like spooky sounds. I don't want it to be overpowering, obviously. Alright. Time for story number 2. Psychosis. Estimated reading time 21 minutes. Oh, there's a video of someone reading it. What the hell is that? A Netflix film, Eli. Yeah, I read so slow. Sunday. I'm not sure why I'm writing this down on paper and not on my computer, because I've just noticed some odd things. It's not that I don't trust the computer, I just need to organize my thoughts. I need to get down all the details somewhere objective, somewhere I know that what I write can't be deleted or changed. Not that that's happened. It's just everything blurs together here, and the fog of memory lends a strange cast to things. I'm starting to feel cramped in this small apartment. Maybe that's the problem. I just had to go and choose the cheapest apartment. The only one in the basement. The lack of windows down here makes day and night seem to slip by seamlessly. I haven't been out of the house suppose I just wanted to get done. To get it done. Hours of sitting and staring at a monitor can make anyone feel strange, I know, but I don't think that's it. I'm not sure when I first started to feel like something was odd. I can't even define what it is. Maybe I just haven't talked to anyone in a while. That's the first thing that crept up on me. Everyone I normally talk to online while I program has been idle, or they've simply not logged on at all. My instant messages go unanswered. The last email I got from anybody was a friend saying he talked to me when he got back from the store, and that was yesterday. Cubes of cheese with mustard. Interesting. I've never had that. I don't particularly like mustard. Cheese and grapes, though. That's pretty good. I'd call with my cell phone, but reception's terrible down here. Yeah, that's it. I just need to call someone. I'm gonna go outside. Well, that didn't work out so well. As the tingle of fear fades, I'm feeling a little ridiculous for being scared at all. I looked in the mirror before I went, but I didn't shave the 2-day stubble I've grown. 2 days. I figured I was just going out for a quick phone call. I did change my shirt though, because it was lunchtime, and I guessed that I'd run into at least one person I knew. That didn't end up happening. I wish it did. When I went out, I opened the door to my small apartment slowly. A small feeling of apprehension had somehow already lodged itself in me. For some indefinable reason. I chalked it up to not having not spoken to anyone but myself for a day or two. I peered down the dingy gray hallway, made dingier by the fact that it was a basement hallway. On one end, a large metal door led to the building's furnace room. It was locked, of course. 2 dreary soda machines stood by it. I bought a soda from the one the first day I moved in, but it had a 2-year-old expiration date. I'm fairly sure nobody knows those machines are even down here, or my cheap landlady doesn't care to get them restocked. That's fair, lizard. There's a lot of really good dips you can make. And there's really good, like crock pot dips too. I closed my door softly and walked the other direction. Didn't care not to make a sound. I have no idea why I chose to do that, but it was fun giving in to the strange impulse not to break the droning hum of the soda machines, at least for a moment. I got to the stairwell and took the stairs up to the building's front door. I looked through the heavy door's small square window and received quite a shock. It was definitely not lunchtime. City gloom hung over the dark streets outside, and the traffic lights at the intersection in the distance blinked yellow. Dim clouds, purple and black from the glow of the city, hung overhead. Nothing moved save the few sidewalk trees that shifted in the wind. I remember shivering, though I wasn't cold. Maybe it was the wind outside. I could vaguely hear it through the heavy metal doors, and I knew it was that unique kind of late-night wind. The kind that was constant, cold, and quiet, save for the rhythmic music it made as it passed through the countless unseen tree leaves. I decided not to go outside. Instead, I lifted my cell phone to the door little window and checked the signal meter. The bars filled up the meter and I smiled. Time to hear someone else's voice. I remember thinking, relieved. It was such a strange thing to be afraid of nothing. I shook my head, laughing at myself silently. I had speed dial for my best friend Amy's number, and held the phone up to my ear. It rang once, but then stopped. Nothing happened. I listened to silence for a good 20 seconds, then hung up. I frowned and looked at the signal meter again. Still full. I went to dial her number again, but then my phone rang in my hand. Startling me, I put it up to my ear. Hello? I asked immediately. Thanks for the follow, Adam. Oh, I'm in the way. Immediately fighting down a small shock at hearing the first spoken word in days. Even if it was my own, I had gotten used to the droning hum of the building's inner workings, my computer, and the soda machines in the hallway. There was no response to my greeting at first, but then finally a voice came. That's the point. Hey, said a clear male voice, obviously of college age like me. Who's this? John, I replied, confused. Oh, sorry, wrong number, he replied, then hung up. I lowered the phone slowly and leaned against the thick brown wall of the stairwell. That was strange. I looked at my received call list, but the number was unfamiliar. Before I could think on it further, the phone rang loudly, shocked me yet again. This time, I looked at the caller before I answered. It was another unfamiliar number. This time I held the phone up to my ear but said nothing. I heard nothing but the general background noise of a phone. Then a familiar voice broke my tension. John? Was the single word in Amy's voice. I breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, it's you, I replied. Who else would it be? She responded. Oh, the number. I'm at a party on 7th Street, and my phone died just as you called me. This is someone else's phone, obviously. Oh, okay, I said. Where are you? She asked. My eyes glanced over the drab, whitewashed cylinder block walls and the heavy metal door with its small window. At my building, I asked. I sighed. Jeez. Just feeling cooped up. I didn't realize it was so late. You should come here, she said, laughing. Nah, I don't feel like looking for some strange place by myself in the middle of the night, I said, looking out the window at the silent, windy street that secretly scared me just a tiny bit. I think I'm just gonna keep working and go to bed. Nonsense, she said. I can come get you. Your building is close to 7th Street, right? How drunk are you? I asked lightheartedly. You know where I live. Oh, of course, she said abruptly. I guess I can't get there by walking, huh? You could if you wanted to waste half an hour, I told her. Right, she said. Okay, have to go. Good luck with your work. I lowered the phone once more, looking at the numbers, a flash as the call ended. Then the drawing silence suddenly reasserted itself in my ears. The two strange calls and the eerie street outside just drove home my aloneness in this empty stairwell. Perhaps from having seen too many scary movies, I had the sudden, inexplicable idea that something could look in the door's window and see me. Some sort of horrible entity that hovered at the edge of aloneness, just waiting to creep up on unsuspecting people that strayed too far from other human beings. I knew the fear was irrational, but nobody else was around. So, I jumped down the stairs, ran down the hallway to my room, and closed the door as swiftly as I could while still staying silent. Like I said, I feel a little ridiculous for being scared of nothing, and the fear was already faded. Writing this down helps a lot. It makes me realize that nothing is wrong. It filters out half-formed thoughts and fears and leaves only cold, hard facts. It's late. I got a call from a wrong number, and Amy's phone died, so she called me back from another number. Nothing strange is happening. silence in the background. Of course, that doesn't mean anything in particular, as she could have just gone outside to make the call. No, that couldn't be it either. I didn't hear the wind. I need to see if the wind is still blowing. Yes, same. I know mine, because mine's like easy peasy. Monday. I forgot to finish writing last night. I'm not sure what I expected to see when I ran up the stairwell and looked out the heavy metal door's window. I'm feeling ridiculous. Last night's fear seemed hazy and unreasonable to me now. I can't wait to go into the sunlight. I'm gonna go check my email, shave, shower, and finally get out of here. Wait. I think I heard something. It was thunder. That whole sunlight and fresh air thing didn't happen. I went out to the stairwell and up the stairs only to find disappointment. The heavy metal door's little window showed only flowing water as torrential rain slammed against it. Only a very dim, gloomy light filtered in through the rain. But at least I knew it was daytime. Even if it was gray, sickly, wet day. I tried looking out the window and waiting for lightning to illuminate the glow, but the rain was too heavy, and I couldn't make out anything more than vague weird shapes moving at odd angles in the waves, washing down the windows. Disappointed, I turned around, but I didn't want to go back to my room. Instead, I wandered further up the stairs, past the first floor and the second. The stairs ended at the third floor, the highest floor in the building. I looked through the glass that ran up the outer wall of the stairwell, but it was that warped, thick kind of scatters. I looked through the glass that ran up the outer wall of the stairwell, but it was that warped, thick kind that scatters the light. Not that there was much to see through the rain to begin with. I opened the stairwell door and wandered down the hallway. The 10 or so thick wooden doors, painted blue a long time ago, were all closed. I listened as I walked, but it was the middle of the day, so I wasn't surprised that I heard nothing but the rain outside. As I stood there in the dim hallway, listening to the rain, I had the strange, fleeting impression that the doors were standing like silent granite monoliths erected by some ancient forgotten civilization from some unfathomable guardian purpose. Lightning flashed, and I could have sworn that just for a moment, the old grainy blue wood looked just like rough stone. I laughed at myself for letting my imagination get the best of me, but then it occurred to me that the dim gloom and lightning must mean that there was a window somewhere in the hallway. A vague memory surfaced, and I suddenly recalled that the third floor had an alcove and an inset window halfway down the floor's hallway. Excited to look out into the rain and possibly see another human being, I quickly walked over to the alcove, finding the large thin glass window. Rain washed down it, as with the front door's window, but I could open this one. I reached a hand out to slide it open, but hesitated. I had the strangest feeling that if I opened that window, I would see something absolutely horrifying on the other side. Everything's been so odd lately, so I came up with a plan, and I came back here to get what I needed. I don't seriously think anything will come of it, but I'm bored, it's raining, and I'm going stir crazy. I came back to get my webcam. The cord isn't long enough to reach the third floor by any means, so instead I'm going to hide it between the two soda machines in the dark end of my basement hallway. Run the wire along the wall and under my door, and put black duct tape over the wire to blend it in with the black plastic strip that runs along the base of the hallway walls. I know this is silly, but I don't have anything better to do. stairs to my room and slammed the door. I watched the webcam on my computer intently, seeing the hallway outside my door and most of the stairwell. I'm watching it right now, and I don't see anything interesting. Just wish the camera's position was different, so I could see out the front door. Hey, someone's online. I got out an older, less functional webcam that I had in my closet to video chat with my friends online. I couldn't really explain to him why I wanted to video chat, but it felt good to see another person's face. He couldn't talk very long, and we didn't talk about anything meaningful, but I feel much better. My strange fear had almost passed. I would feel completely better, but there was something odd about our conversation. I know that I've said that everything seemed odd, but still, he was very vague in his response. I can't recall one specific thing that he said. No particular name, or place, or event, but he did ask for my email address to keep in touch. I just got an email. I'm about to go out. I just got an email from Amy that asked me to meet her for dinner at the place we usually go to. I do love pizza, and I've just been eating random food in my poorly stocked fridge for days, so I can't wait. Again, I feel ridiculous about the odd couple days I've been having. I should destroy this journal when I get back. Another email. Oh my god. I almost left the email and opened the door. I almost opened the door. But I read the email first. It was from a friend I hadn't heard from in a long time, and it was sent to a huge number of emails that must have been every person he had saved his address list. It had no subject. It said simply, "Seen with your own eyes, don't trust them. They." What the hell is that supposed to mean? The words shocked me, and I kept going over and over them. Is it a desperate email sent just as something happened? The words are obviously cut off without finishing. On any other day, I would have dismissed this as spam from a computer virus or something, but the words, "seen with your own eyes," I can't help but read over this journal and think back over the last few days and realize that I have not seen another person with my own eyes or talked to another person face to face. The webcam conversation with my friend was so strange, so vague, so eerie. Now that I think about it, was it eerie? Where's the fear clouding my memory? My mind toys with the progression of events I've written here, pointing out that I have not been presented with one single fact that I did not specifically give out unsuspectingly. The random wrong number that got my name, and the subsequent strange return call from Amy. The friend that asked for my email address, I messaged him first when I saw him online. And then I got my first email a few minutes after the conversation. Oh my god, that phone call with Amy. I said over the phone. I said that I was within a half hour's walk of 7th Street. They know that I'm near there. What if they're trying to find me? Where is everyone else? Why haven't I seen or heard anyone else in days? No. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I need to calm down. This madness needs to end. It's madness. I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if it got signal through the heavy walls. embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough. And if I brought my cell phone down even an inch, I lost signal. Then I remembered the computer and rushed over to it, instant messaging everyone online. Most were away from their computer. Nobody responded. My messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people where I was and to stop by in person for a host of barely passable reasons. I didn't care about anything at that point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore apart my apartment looking for something that I might have missed, some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy. I know it's unfounded. But what if? What if? I just needed to be sure. I taped the phone to the ceiling in case. Tuesday. The phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage, I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ring and ran to the bathroom. Stood on the toilet and flipped open the phone taped to the ceiling. It was Amy, and I feel so much better. She was really worried about me, and apparently had been trying to contact me since the last time I talked to her. She's coming over now, and yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I feel so embarrassed. I am definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't even know why I'm writing in it now. Maybe it's just because it's the only communication I've had at all since God knows when. I look like hell too. I looked in a mirror before I came back here. My eyes are sunken, my stubble is thicker, and I just look generally unhealthy. My apartment is trashed, but I'm not going to clean it up. I think I need someone else to see what I've been through. These past few days have not been normal. I'm not one to imagine things. I know I have been the victim of extreme probability. I probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night, or in the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this now. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that's helped me tremendously. A television. I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on in the background. Television has always been an escape for me, and it reminds me that there's a world beyond these dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one that responded to me after last night's frantic pestering of everyone I could contact. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I count the day that I met her among one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seems a different reality from this dark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I spent days sitting in that playground. Much too old to play, just talking with her and hanging around, doing nothing at all. I still feel like I can go back to that moment sometimes, and it reminds me that this damn place is not all that there is. I should get that video. Finally, a knock on the door. I thought it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera I hid between the two soda machines. I figured that it was badly positioned. Then, like when I couldn't see out the front door, I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had a camera between the soda machines because I was embarrassed myself that I had taken this paranoia so far. After I did that, I saw her image walk over to the camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved. "Hey," she said to the camera brightly, giving it a Just prove to me you're you. She gave the camera a weird look. Alright, she said slowly, thinking we met randomly at a playground where we were both way too old to be there. I sighed deeply as reality returned and fear faded. God, I'd been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except in my memory. I'd never mentioned to anyone, not out of embarrassment, but out of a strange secret nostalgia and a longing for those days to return. If there was some unknown force at work trying to trick me as I feared, there was no way they could know about this that day. Alright, I'll explain everything I told her. Be right there. I ran to my small bathroom and fixed my hair best as I could. I looked like hell, but she would understand. Snickering at my own unbelievable behavior and the mess I'd made of the place, I walked to the door. I put my hand on the doorknob and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. My eyes traced over the half-eaten food laying on the ground, the overflowing trash bin, and the bed I'd tipped on the side looking for God knows what. I almost turned to the door and opened it, but my eyes fell on one last thing. The old webcam. The one I'd used for that eerily vacant chat with my friend. Its silent black sphere lay haphazardly tossed to the side, its lens pointed at the table where this journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me as I realized that if something, could see through that camera, it would have seen that I just wrote about that day. I asked her for any one thing about us, and she chose the only thing in the world that I thought they, or it did not know, but it did. It did know. It could have been watching me the whole time. I didn't open the door. I screamed. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. I stomped on the old webcam on the floor. The door shook, and the doorknob tried to turn, but I didn't hear Amy's voice through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts? Too thick? Or was Amy not outside? Yeah. What could have been trying to get in, if not her? What the hell is out there? I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speakers through the camera outside. But was it real? How could I know? She's gone now. I screamed and shouted for help, piled up everything in my apartment against that front door. Friday. At least I think it's Friday. I broke everything electronic. I smashed my computer to pieces. Every single thing on there could have been accessed by network access. Or worse, altered. I'm a programmer, I know. Every little piece of information I gave out since this started, my name, my email, my location, none of it came back from outside until I gave it out. I've been going over and over what I wrote. I've been pacing back and forth, alternating between stark terror and overwhelming disbelief. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain some phantom entity is dead set on the simple goal of getting me to go outside. Back to the beginning, with the phone call from Amy, she was effectively asking me to open the door and go outside. Ya boy, welcome. I am creepily ASMR reading creepypastas, and this is a creepypasta by the name of Psychosis, seemingly about a guy named John spiraling into madness. I hope you're having a wonderful night. I keep running through in my head. One point of view says I acted like a madman, and all of this is extremely convergence of probability. Never going outside at the right times by pure luck, never seeing another person by pure chance, getting a random nonsense email from some computer virus at just the right time. It's quite a journey. The other point of view really stupid stunt with the hidden camera, after which I ran straight to my room and slammed the door. I haven't opened my own solid door since I flung open the front door of the building. Whatever's out there, if anything's out there, never made an appearance in the building before I opened the front door. Maybe the reason it wasn't in the building already was that it was elsewhere getting everyone else, and then it waited until I betrayed my existence by trying to call Amy, a call which didn't work until it called me and asked my name. Yeah. Her not crying out for help or anything like that is definitely strange. Terror literally overwhelms me every time I try to fit the pieces of the nightmare together. That email, short, cut off. Was it from someone trying to get word out? Some friendly voice desperately trying to warn me before it came. Seeing with my own eyes, don't trust them. Exactly what I've been experiencing. Exactly what I've been suspicious of. It could have masterful control of all things electronic, practicing its insidious deception to trick me into coming outside. Why can't it get in? It knocked on the door. It must have some solid presence. The door, the image of those doors in the upper hallway as guardian monoliths flashed back in my mind. Every time I traced this path of thoughts, if there was some phantom entity trying to get me to go outside, maybe it can't get through the doors. I kept thinking back over all the books I've read or movies I've seen, trying to generate some explanation for this. Doors have always been such intense foci of human imagination, always seen as wards or portals of special importance. Or perhaps the door is just too thick. I know that I couldn't bash through any of the doors in this building, let alone the heavy basement ones. Aside from that, the real question is, why does it even want me? If it just wanted to kill me, it could do it any number of ways. Including just waiting until I starve to death. What if it doesn't want to kill me? What if it's some far more horrific fate in store for me? God, what I'd do to escape this nightmare. A knock on the door. I told the people on the other side of the door I need a minute to think and I'll come out. I'm really just writing this down so I can figure out what to do. At least this time I heard their voices. My paranoia. And yes, I recognize I'm being paranoid. It has me thinking all sorts of ways that their voices could be faked electronically. If you fall asleep, the stream turns off. The stream would turn off if I go, dark. If I stop going live, end the stream. If you fall asleep due to ASMRness, that's the goal. There could be nothing but speakers outside, simulating human voices. Did it really take them 3 days to come talk to me? Amy is supposedly out there along with 2 policemen and a psychiatrist. Maybe it took them 3 days to think of what to say to me. The psychiatrist's charm could be pretty convincing. If I decided to think that this has all been a crazy misunderstanding and not some entity trying to trick me into opening the door. Turn off the lights. The psychiatrist had an older voice, authoritarian but still caring. I liked it. I'm desperate just to see someone with my own eyes. He said I have something called cyberpsychosis, and I'm just one of the nationwide epidemic said, got through somehow. I think you mean spread throughout the country inexplicably. But I am incredibly suspicious that the entity slipped up and revealed something. He said I'm part of a wave of emergent behavior, that a lot of other people are having the same problem, with the same fears, even though we've never communicated. That neatly explains the strange email about eyes that I got. I didn't get the original triggering email. I got a descendant of it. My friend could have broken down too and tried to warn everyone he knew against his paranoid fears. That's how the problem spreads, the psychiatrist claims. I could have spread it too with my texts and instant messages online to everyone I know. One of those people might be melting down right now after being triggered by something I sent them. Something they might interpret any way that they want. Something like a text saying, "Seen anyone face to face lately?" The psychiatrist told me that he didn't want to lose another one, that people like me are intelligent, and that's our downfall. We draw connections so well that we draw them even when they shouldn't be there. He said it's easy to get caught up in paranoia in our fast-paced world. A constantly changing place where more and more of our interaction is simulated. I have to give him one thing. It's a great explanation. It neatly explains everything. It perfectly explains everything, in fact. I have every reason to shake off this nightmarish fear that someone, something, or consciousness, or being out there wants me to open the door so it can capture me for some horrible fate worse than death. It would be foolish, after hearing the explanation, to stay in here until I starve to death just to spite the entity that might have gotten everyone else. It would be foolish to think that, after hearing that explanation, I might be one of the last people left alive on an empty world, hiding in my secure basement room, spitting some unthinkable, deceptive entity just by refusing, spiting some unthinkable deceptive entity just by refusing to be captured. It's a perfect explanation for every single strange thing I've seen or heard, and I have every reason in the world to let all my fears go and open the door. That's exactly what I'm not gonna do. How can I be sure? Lishu, thanks for the follow. Hope you're having a great night. How can I be sure? How can I know what's real and what's deception? All of those damn things with their wires. Your boy, thanks for the follow. They're just loud enough to be spooky. All of those damn things with their wires and their signals that orient from some unseen origin. They're not real, I can't be sure. Signals through a camera, faked video, deceptive phone calls, emails, even the television lying broken on the floor. How can I possibly know it's real? It's just signals, waves, light. The door. It's bashing on the door. It's trying to get in. What insane mechanical contrivance could it be using to simulate the sound of men attacking the heavy wood door so well? I am not Spanish. Are you? At least I'll finally see it with my own eyes. There's nothing left in here for it to deceive me with. I've ripped apart everything else. It can't deceive my eyes, can it? Seen with your own eyes, but don't trust them. Wait. Was that desperate message telling me to trust my eyes, or warning me about my eyes too? Oh my god, what's the difference between a camera and my eyes? They both turn light into electric signals. They're the same. I can't be deceived. I have to be sure. I have to be sure. You can't really say that for... Yeah, my mom's adopted, so... asked for paper and pen day in and day out until it finally gave them to me. Not that it matters. What am I going to do? Poke my eyes out. The bandages feel like part of me now. The pain is gone. I figure this would be one of my last chances to write legibly, as well. Without my sight to correct mistakes, my hands will slowly forget the motions involved. This is sort of a self-indulgence, this writing. It's a relic of another time, because I'm certain everyone left in this world is dead. Or something far worse. I sit against the padded wall, day in and day out. The entity brings me food and water. It masks itself as a kind nurse, as an unsympathetic doctor. I think it knows my hearing was sharpened considerably now that I live in darkness. It fakes conversations in the hallways, on the off chance that I might overhear. One of the nurses talks about having a baby soon. One of the doctors lost his wife in a car accident. None of it matters. None of it's real. None of it gets to me. Not like she does. That's the worst part. The part I almost can't handle. The thing comes to me, masquerading as Amy. Its recreation is perfect. It sounds exactly like Amy. Feels exactly like her. It even produces a reasonable facsimile of tears that it makes me feel on its lifelike cheeks. When it first dragged me here, it told me all the things I wanted to hear. It told me that she loved me, that she had always loved me, that it didn't understand why I did this, that we could still have a life together, if only I would stop insisting that I was being deceived. It wanted me to believe. No, it needed me to believe that she was real. I almost fell for it. I really did. I doubted myself for the longest time. In the end, though, it was all too perfect, too flawless, and too real. The false Amy accused, used to come every day and then every week, and finally stopped coming altogether. But I don't think the entity will give up. I think the waiting game is just another one of its gambits. I will resist it for the rest of my life if I have to. I don't know what happened to the rest of the world, but I do know that this thing needs me to fall before its deceptions. If it needs that, then maybe just maybe, I'm a thorn in its agenda. Maybe Amy's still alive out there somewhere, kept alive by my will to resist the deceiver. I hold on to that hope, rocking back and forth in my cell to pass the time. I will never give in. I will never break. I am a hero. Hey, what's up, Toxic? Hope your night's going well. Reading some spooky shit. The doctor read the paper the patient had scribbled on. It was barely readable, written in the shaky script of one who could not see. He wanted to smile at the man's steadfast resolve, a reminder of the human will to survive, but he knew that the patient was completely delusional. After all, a sane man would have fallen for the deception long ago. The doctor wanted to smile. He wanted to whisper words of encouragement to the delusional man. He wanted to scream, but the nerve filaments wrapped around his head and into his eyes made him do otherwise. His body walked into the cell like a puppet and told the patient once more that he was wrong and that there was nobody trying to deceive him. Earthquake drill tomorrow, holy shit. Have a good night, Toxic. Have fun in the earthquake drill, I guess. The end. Psychosis. Apparently there's a book called Psychosis, Tales of Horror. think the underlying theme is more of not so much an underlying theme. I think it is truly that this guy just kind of went crazy, but almost that the human mind kind of does it to itself. And I think the last paragraph, the doctor wanted to smile. He wanted to whisper words of encouragement, but I think that the doctor himself was starting to go crazy, starting to believe what our narrator was saying. Like the narrator got into his head and started saying things that latched onto his brain that he thought about and thought about and thought about, to make him go crazy. But it's also kind of fun to think that there's some weird entity that is trying to control people, you know. It seems weird that our narrator is being given water and food and takes it and eats it and stays alive, only to then not believe that people are real when they touch him. Yes, Pontypool, yeah. Joaquin, you play Minecraft every day, yeah? Take those rhymes somewhere else. I think it's interesting to think that this sort of downward spiral can be started by something so simple, and I think that it is indeed being spread. Yeah, I've got one more ready. I think it's being spread, and I think the doctor is just going crazy. I'm not quite sold on the entity idea, but I think it's fun to think about. But yeah, I've got one more. This was a very short one. This one is entitled, "If you can see this, it's very important that you keep reading." I hope everyone's having a good night. I have in the works a series of Skyrim ASMR readings of books, and I kind of like this idea where we read creepypastas in ASMR too, so I might do that as well. But that's a YouTube strictly thing, so if you want to check that out, check out our YouTube. Yeah, we can't trust the narrator because of how wishy-washy he is. I agree. This is Colonel Jacob Wayne of the United States Air Force. If you're reading this right now, it is very important that you keep reading until the end. It should take 3 to 5 minutes, and it's extremely important that you keep reading, that you read carefully and follow the instructions provided. Humor me if you must, but please don't look away until you've finished reading. Oh, and please try to stay calm. Any increase in your stress levels will draw their attention. Ergo, I won't go into detail as to how you got where you are. How you got here isn't as important as getting you out. Believe me when I say we are working on that right now. The best way to keep yourself is to keep reading. Don't scan ahead. Don't read out loud. Just read. Hey, Luna, what's up? Right now, you're probably thinking back on the past few days and nothing felt out of the ordinary. You went about your regular daily activities with nothing unusual to report. That's because they are very good. So good, most people don't even realize they're in the simulation. Even as our code works its way deeper into their program, they are monitoring you, so please remain calm. It was Subliminally, as your eyes are passing over these words, a code is being uploaded into your brain. Think of it as a computer virus, or in this case, an antivirus. Your brain is an organic computer, and they exploited that. They hacked right into your subconscious mind and overrode it with their simulation code. That's how they got in. That's why everything appears normal. You might think that you've got nothing going about your daily life, but in reality you're strapped to a table with tubes sticking out of your body. Now that the code is uploading, you may begin to feel some sensations. For example, one ear might feel slightly warmer than the other. You might even feel an itch or tickle. Don't scratch, just let it be. Ignore the dull background hum you might hear as well. That's their program. If they catch on before our code has time to work, they will abort the simulation. If that happens, you will be lost forever. Is Twitch listed there? ASMR. Anything from Twitch is, everything's basically from Twitch. I have some things. The only things that are not from Twitch are ASMR. They're mentioned ASMR. Like they say it, I think the first word or whatever. I should make a playlist. I have an itch so bad. Oh, and don't be alarmed. But by now they realize we are in their system. You may notice some small changes, specifically a slight shortness of breath, or that you have to control your breathing manually. This is normal. We know from other communication attempts that whenever they discover a code break-in, the first system they power down is the one controlling your breathing. Thankfully, even in the simulation, you are capable of breathing manually. Try it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. You're doing just fine. They've probably figured out there's a glitch, but if our code is working, we've disabled their ability to do a hard reboot. Because of this, they will try other methods to disrupt the upload. It is very important that you ignore anything that might draw your attention from these words. If they pull you away before the upload completes, it will delete our code. Block them out. Ignore the movements you see in your peripheral vision. Those sounds you hear. The voices. They aren't family, friends, or co-workers in need of attention. They may even try to use your pets. They know your weakness. Overlook the notifications popping up on your screen if you're on a phone or a computer. Block them all out until you're finished reading. It's just another way they'll try to break our communication link. Eventually, if our code is working, the next thing you'll notice is an overwhelming urge to swallow. You don't realize it, but there's a feeding tube down your throat. You'll only know if it's there because your tongue won't rest comfortably in your mouth. You might also become hyper aware of the amount of saliva being produced. Don't overreact if you have to swallow. Just swallow. It's only weird if you make it weird. So if you're still reading this, the code upload is about 90% complete. We've locked onto your location. You're doing great, but you're really going to need to focus now. Once the upload is complete, there will be instructions you will need to follow to exit the simulation, that is, if you followed the instructions and haven't looked away. Complicating matters is the fact that they know we're here, and they know what we're doing. Their attempts to divert your attention through the simulation proved unsuccessful. Now they're going to use your body systems against you. They're in your brain. They want you to blink. Don't blink. Your life depends on keeping your eyes open. Almost there. Just a few paragraphs more until the code upload is complete. Don't scan now or up. Just keep reading. I got you this far. Stay with me. Eyes open. Eyes front. Keep them locked on the screen. That's them attempting a manual override. Don't give up now. You've made it this far. Fight it. You're almost there. Just follow the instructions below and we can get you out. Embedded in this text are the steps you need to follow to unplug from the simulation. If we did this correctly, the first letter of each paragraph will tell you what you need to do. Don't look yet. The upload still needs to finish. I hope you didn't look at upload complete. We've done everything we can on this end. See you on the other side. So what's the paragraph? TOESCAPEUS. That's the message. That's one of my favorites. It's pretty good. It's a little bit better if you're reading it because then you can like really feel yourself like yeah, we tried, we died. Game over. They point out everything that if you talk about it. Subscribe with Prime. They point out everything that if you talk about it, you have to do, like manually blinking. If someone says that, you get more conscious of the fact that you have to blink. And there's a lot of those triggers in there, so it's pretty good. I like that. Eventually, I want to find my favorite creepypasta, which is it's like it's a couple parts. Let me turn the sounds back on. It's a couple parts, like 5 parts or something. Yeah, exactly. Russian sleep experiment, spooky forest, scary stories. It's like five parts or something. But each of them are written as if they were like notes found, or like a guy goes into like his grandma's attic and finds like a bunch of notes and journals and shit, and just transcribes them. And they're of like some expedition into like this town that is in the middle of like Alaska or something. It's just like barren, and no one knows what the fuck happened. Creepy shit happens. It's really fucking good. I'll try to find it. But that's gonna do it for me tonight. I think we're gonna make creepy ASMR a thing. But I liked all of the ones we read tonight. Skyrim was super creepy too. I think maybe, let's see how many, what's behind me? A green screen. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna figure out there's 2 more Wednesdays in October, so we'll probably make those 2, the 23rd and the 30th. Yeah, me too, Lizard. There's no forest. I'm probably going to, next Wednesday and the Wednesday after that, do a similar thing where we read at least a couple scary stories in ASMR. And then I've got the ASMR Skyrim book reading. I have collected a majority of the Skyrim books, working my way to collecting them all, so that I can read through each and every Skyrim book that is able to be read ASMR as its own YouTube video. And I think it would be cool to do really popular creepypastas and creepypastas that I find scary, ASMR, horror themed. I think that's cool. I really like ASMR content and producing ASMR content. And if you enjoy it, make sure you follow the stream. I also have a YouTube that is, you can do !YouTube or search Avex on YouTube. I have a link in chat. I can't do it now. There's the YouTube. We have tons of ASMR content there that is specific to YouTube. There is ASMR content that I did not stream first. So yeah, you can go over there, check those out. You can also check out our Discord, explore each location and do every quest. Yeah, there's a lot of books. There's like 900 books or something. That's crazy. Alright, I want to see who's streaming. Could potentially raid someone. Oh, Letty's streaming. Okay, this is great. So we can go raid Letty. Letty is a ASMR streamer who does traditional ASMR noises. No, I don't want to die. Do the mansion thing. Oh my god, no. So if you could go check Letty out, I guess now she's doing traditional ASMR stuff. She did WoW Classic shit, but after all the Blizzard shit happened, she's off it. Letty is a sole ASMR content producer. I'm actually surprised at how quickly she went from having 200 followers, which is about the time I discovered her, to being a partner. So apparently she's real good. So let's head over there, guys. I hope you all had a great night. I will see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for some new horror games, since we're finally done.